Hi everyone, my name is Brian, and in this video I'm going to be talking about the research and preparation I'll be doing with regards to my gear for my attempt to ski across the entire country of Bulgaria. If you're new to the channel, welcome, thanks for following along. To give you some context, my wife and I are attempting to drive our camper van called Essie all the way around the world. We currently find ourselves in the Balkan Peninsula, and I am in the midst of preparing for a winter expedition. In my previous career with the Air Force, gear selection was very important for any type of mission that we were trying to go on, but also encompassed all of the clothing, protective equipment like helmets, tools we would use to accomplish the mission, but then even further to that, parts that we would bring to either repair or maintain our equipment, as well as thinking about the maintenance schedule in which we would put our equipment in to keep it functioning over the long term. Some things would be falling under preventative maintenance, and other things would be more reactionary with spare parts when things broke unexpectedly. Both are important to consider. What I'll be doing is I'll be taking some of that experience I had with my military training and applying that to how I will prepare for this expedition. When it comes to planning, I'm a big believer that knowledge is power. So for this expedition, I've been trying to gather as much information from various sources to be able to compile my best guess of what I'll expect in Bulgaria. Some of the things I've been looking at are the physical geography of the area, historical weather trends and current data. I've been talking to locals to understand their experience. I've also been pulling in information from other people who have done similar expeditions to see what sort of strategies and tips they used. And finally, I'm taking a look at what gear I currently own, what's within my budget to potentially improve or change, and then trying to assess whether the equipment I currently have will match the expectations of the environment that I'm going to be putting myself into. So for my particular trip to Bulgaria, in terms of researching weather, I've used a few sources. First, I've talked with a local adventurer from Bulgaria, Dimitar, who is the author of an amazing book, which is Skiing the Balkans. Here he breaks down some of the important information about temperature ranges, snow profiles, and weather patterns that I can expect during my time there. He also listed a series of resources that are used by locals to determine the weather, and also gave me some boundaries as to what I can expect in terms of the information and where it comes from. Important note for Bulgaria in particular is that they do not yet have a robust avalanche forecasting system. So that means part of the information I'll have to do is keep an eye on the weather and make some of my own limited avalanche decision making based on historical trends that I've gathered myself. For those that are skiing in Canada and the United States, we've been very lucky to have a robust avalanche forecasting system that allows us to make educated decisions about the area we're traveling in the backcountry. As I look at the historical trends for Bulgaria, I'm seeing that generally speaking, the country experiences snow between December till approximately April, with the most snowfall occurring in the months of February and March. In March and April, temperatures start to rise and we start to see more spring-like snow conditions. Because of that, I've opted to start in the eastern part of the country and then finish my expedition in the southwest of Bulgaria, where the largest mountains are and potentially the best ski conditions. What I'm hoping for is in the months of January, as I make my way across the E3 or the east to west route, I'm hoping to have the least amount of snow possible and the most hiking days where I can potentially make some great distance by foot. Then, later into the winter, where I hope to have more snow, I will also be in the types of mountains that will benefit from having skis on, and hopefully I can get some really good ski turns. In terms of the geography for my particular expedition, within the country of Bulgaria, I know that I'll be going from sea level of the Black Sea all the way up to just shy of 3,000 meters or approximately 9,500 feet. Something that'll be important for me to look at is where the historical snow line starts, and then also look at the prevailing weather trends as I start my expedition to see where the snow line or freezing temperature is. That snow line or freezing temperature is the point at which water molecules will be above that point, generally will be snow or ice, and below that point will fall as rain. If you're looking at a mountain, sometimes you'll see a very clear point where everything below this is brown or green and everything above is snow. The reason that's important is that as I look at my route, I'll be going up and down mountains and valleys as I hike and ski the route. From that information, I'll be able to make some good guesses as to whether I'm going to have access to snow and couldn't put on my skis, or if I descend down into a valley, if I'm going to need to have hiking shoes and be able to put my skis on my back and speed up my pace while walking through a non-snowy terrain. That also means that I'm going to have to deal with temperatures, a temperature range that could vary from plus 10 degrees Celsius all the way down to potentially as cold as minus 30 degrees Celsius. That 40-degree temperature range means that I'm going to have to be able to handle warm and wet weather, as well as potentially cold and blustery and dry weather. At this point, I'm going to talk about the 10 essentials that I think anyone should have while camping or hiking. And I'm going to use probably the most inspiring outdoor gear store that I know, which was Mountain Equipment Co-op, or MEC, which was just a mecca, if you will, of hiking and outdoor knowledge. So from their website, I'm going to take a look and I'll list on the screen their 10 essentials. So number 1 is navigation, number 2, nutrition, number 3, hydration, number 4, sun protection, number 5, insulation, number 6, illumination, number 7, first aid supplies, number 8, fire starter, number 9, repair kit and tools, and number 10, emergency shelter. And they have a bonus one, which is a communication device, which they've put as number 11. In an upcoming video, I'm going to actually go through a detailed look at what I have, but it's safe to say I've learned what pieces of equipment I like to have to make sure I have the basics covered. For this expedition, I will be supported with the help of my wife in our camper van. So she'll be joining me probably for some parts in the morning or the afternoon to join me on the skiing or hiking, but then she'll return back to the van and drive from my starting point to my end spot. Most days we're going to be able to do that. So for the most part, what I'm going to have in my pack is actually more of a day pack, but I'll still keep all those essentials. Then at certain phases, because of the terrain and the roads, or just simply out of curiosity and interest, I'm going to have it set up so I actually have to go for multi-days by myself, and I'll have to make sure that it goes from a day pack to a multi-day pack in terms of what I'm carrying. In the description of this video, I'm going to add the link to the MEC Top 10 Gear Essentials. I'll also go through things like my ski gear. I know that it's recommended that you bring it in annually, if not more, to get the ski edges sharpened, the bases looked at and either waxed or put on a hydrophobic coating, and also to have your bindings to check that they're safe. Because of that, I've thought in advance, and I've already booked an appointment to get all of my ski gear tuned, prepped, and made sure it's safe, with enough time that if I need to buy replacement gear or have anything repaired, we'll still have a few days to be able to order that parts, get them installed, and then start my expedition. That is how I am preparing and tuning my equipment for this expedition across Bulgaria. In the next video, I'm really excited to show you some of the research about Bulgaria that I've learned about. Thanks again for watching. If you have any questions, please write in the comments below. Huge shout out to my wife Krista, who's been doing all the video editing and production, so thank you. And thank you to Epidemic Sound, who's been providing the music for these videos. Thanks again for watching, and we'll see you in the next video. See ya. You just finished watching episode 3 of my Ski Across Bulgaria series. In the next episode, I will be sharing with you what I'm researching about Bulgaria before I arrive. I hope to see you there.